Okay, guys, this is part 2 to A6, Judge Lucas. And again, I've had to record every time Angela Morehouse has set foot in the courtroom. I've had to record. It's no disrespect to any judge or to disrespect the courts, but it's because I had to protect myself and my children. I've had to do this. Now, you guys can clearly hear the judge is pretty much like every other judge. They're swayed by the guardian ad litem. A guardian ad litem is supposed to protect the children, but she's done the opposite. Everywhere she's gone, she's lied on myself and my children. It was due to first for biases because she didn't like me, I didn't like her. And secondly, after she was forced to do supervised visitations in 2018, it was hell on earth. Anything that we reported, that myself, Joanne, my ex, my mom, any witnesses, nothing was reported. This judge is not aware of that. As you guys listen to the video attached, all she knows is what she's been told by the GAL. Please note also my lawyer, Aaron Barr, I'm going to have also information and more documentation about her, who sat back, who knows Angela Morehouse and didn't do anything. The police, in the police videos, the FOIA, the 911, they were subpoenaed for this particular day. Neither one of them showed up. And my lawyer, Aaron Barr, did nothing. What she's talking about in this video is ordered by this judge, September 23rd, 2019. I still believe that Judge Wellington, this is her, I think she was a fair judge, but just like this judge, she was swayed by Angela Morehouse. No investigation, no nothing. She didn't talk to my kids. She relied on just the witness, Joanne Thomas, who lied on myself and my children. The police report is attached. Please look at the police report date and what the police officer says to her. This is 2 weeks prior to her coming to court and lying on my kids. Again, for anyone who's following the story, this is Angela Morehouse. She is a lawyer for the state of Virginia, a guardian ad litem, who's supposed to report the truth and has done the opposite, has lied on myself and my children. Please continue to follow. Please continue to share. Please watch and listen to all the posts. In particular, the last few posts, Z24, Z25. Everything is there, guys. That's why I want me to take my social media down. Please continue to follow us. Thank you. More to come.
That line required not just to make recommendations that I objectively find to be in the children's best interest, but also take into account the factor which is the children's best preference. And they do express a preference to be with him, to have contact with him. I'm cognizant of that, and it is important to me that I convey that to the court. And that is one of the reasons that I had not taken the position that he should have absolutely no contact with them ever. We had to put a break on it in prior proceedings of the court because of the escalation of father's behavior. But we resumed that with this 2020 visitation order. And it's despite this 2020 visitation order that he has still taken the actions that he has taken. Additionally to everything you've heard before, I will also reiterate what you already heard at the prior hearing about a month ago, which is that father has also been convicted of assault and battery on an individual subsequent to this 2020 order, and sat here in this courtroom and did everything he could to not say that he's in fact been convicted of that, and to continue to try and phrase it in ways that minimizes his culpability in that particular incident. I would suggest to the court that professional supervised visitation is the only remedy that we are left with at this point in time, because I am constrained from recommending against a full termination of visitation simply because the children do love their father, and I do want to maintain that, but I cannot have them continue to be subjected to the harm that he is doing to their emotional well-being with their relationship with their mother and their stepfather, their interactions with the legal system, their interactions when he brings them to the police station, the interactions when he brings them and makes these claims and starts these statements that he does. I've recently had very good success with Mavis McHenry. She's with Transitions. They're located a little bit north. I think they're in the Arlington, Alexandria area. I know that's a little bit of a distance for the parties, but I've had a very good experience with that. If the court has any other provider that it wants or to direct the parties to coordinate that, I'd be happy to assist counsel in trying to find a professional supervisor, but I think that that's necessary. And the comment that I would make to father's counsel asserting to you that it was only this time that he brought the children to the house in February because it was cold outside, that also coincides with the same day that he brought the children
the 2 points the Father's Council had raised now. So let me say this. Obviously, there is a long history here. When I read the order from 2020, there obviously was some issues and concerns there that limited Dad's contact at that point in time. I'm very open to hearing what has to happen, what's been going on since the time that case has been, since that order has been entered. What I'm hearing so far, and what I heard last month, causes me great concerns. You're putting, how old are my members on?
10 and 8.
You're putting 10-year-old, 8-year-old kids in very precarious situations. Situations where 10 and 8-year-olds don't need to be. So that is my focus. What is it that I can do to make sure that I can help these children so that they're not in situations that they should not be in? It's unfortunate that you feel that you have to bring all of these issues to court. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that you all have so many court hearings, different things going on, criminal cases and protective order issues, and motions to amend, motions for appeal on custody. It's unfortunate. It really is. And at the bottom of this, at the base of this, is those 2 children. So there's much more, obviously, that I need to hear. There's much more that I need to get to the bottom of. But what I will do, in order to make sure that I understand exactly what's going on, is I have got to stop my visitations at this point in time. I've got to limit them in such a way so that I know the kids are claiming the same things to a professional that they're claiming to you, and that's something we validly need to look into. But at this point in time, you're the only one that I hear making these allegations and causing these issues, and nobody else is saying the same thing. So I am concerned. And until I can get to the bottom of it, I'm going to remove that. And so I am going to require that you can have visitation once per week, supervised by a professional. I don't have, of course, the court doesn't have a listing of appropriate supervisors, but I will leave that up to you all, and I'll actually ask the guardian ad litem to be the one to kind of coordinate those. I have worked with Mavis McHenry in the past in another capacity, so I have no doubt about her skills, her being fair, but of course it's up to the parents because this is something that you have to pay for. So I get that. You have to pay for it. And it also is something that requires coordination, with your work schedules and things like that. I want to make sure it's something that you can coordinate, so Dad can get his once per week visit with the children, but I want it to be supervised by a professional. Okay? Ultimately, I'm requiring Dad to pay for that, so ultimately, Dad, it's on you about who you decide to pick. Okay?
I get to choose.
Guardian ad litem can provide you with a list of the people. You choose who the person is. You choose who the person is. I'm not putting that in her thing, but she knows of some agencies that can provide it. And so I want to make sure that she provides you with those resources.